The billionaire stormed out of the small cafe, his expensive shoes echoing across the sidewalk. His private jet was waiting. His patience? Gone. He had come to invest in this small town, but after a rude encounter, he had made up his mind, he was done. Never coming back. But then, a little voice called out behind him, small, soft, and in perfect Arabic. He stopped. Turned around. And what that 6-year-old boy said next, changed everything. Before we get into this beautiful and unexpected story of kindness, if you're moved by real moments that show the power of the human heart, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, Kindness in Action, and drop a comment about a time someone surprised you with a kind act. Every story you share helps this community grow in goodness. It was a chilly Thursday morning in the small town of Marlow, nestled in the Midwest. Nothing much ever happened in Marlow. The biggest excitement that week had been the pumpkin pie contest at the school fair. But for the townspeople, something huge was about to happen. An Arab billionaire named Khalid Al-Mansour, known for turning forgotten towns into flourishing communities, was visiting. Word was, he wanted to invest in small businesses, build community centers, even bring in tech jobs. He had already transformed villages in Africa and towns in Southeast Asia. Now, he had his eye on America's forgotten heartland. Marlow could be next. Everyone at the town cafe was buzzing about it. Except for Mark, a 34-year-old single dad who was just trying to get his son, Eli, to finish his pancakes before school. Mark worked 2 jobs, janitor at night, dishwasher in the mornings. Life wasn't easy, but he always made time for Eli, who loved books and had recently started teaching himself different languages online. They were sharing a quiet breakfast when a tall man in a long dark coat entered the cafe with 2 assistants. It was him, Khalid Al-Mansour. In the flesh. Whispers filled the room. The mayor, who had come early to meet Khalid, quickly walked over and shook his hand. But within minutes, something went wrong. Very wrong. Apparently, one of the cafe workers, flustered and untrained in customer service, accidentally spilled coffee on Khalid's sleeve. It wasn't much, but enough to stain. Instead of apologizing calmly, the worker panicked and made a sarcastic comment, "Well, guess your money doesn't protect you from accidents, huh?" Silence fell. The room tensed up. Khalid's face turned cold. He didn't yell. Didn't argue. He simply stood up and said, "This was a mistake. I shouldn't have come here." His assistants scrambled behind him as he made for the door. People just watched. Frozen. Nobody knew what to say. But from the far corner of the cafe, Eli slid off his seat and walked quickly toward the door. "Eli." Mark whispered, panicked. "Come back here." But the little boy kept walking until he was standing just a few feet behind Khalid, who was almost out the door. And then, in clear, gentle Arabic, Eli said, "Ana asifan and mahadatha. Hada laysa man nanu." Khalid stopped. Everyone stared. The billionaire slowly turned around and looked down at the little boy, eyes wide with surprise. Eli, a little nervous now, took a breath and continued. "Nana nukader defana. Wanatamana and tabka. We appreciate our guest. And we hope you will stay." For a few seconds, there was nothing but silence. Then Khalid knelt down and asked, in Arabic, "Where did you learn to speak like that?" Eli shrugged. "From books. And YouTube. I like languages." Khalid smiled. His first real smile that day. "And your name?" "Eli, sir." Mark rushed over, apologizing, not sure if his son had just caused more trouble. But Khalid stood up and extended his hand. "You have raised a remarkable boy. Kind, respectful, and curious. The kind of spirit the world needs more of." Mark, still unsure what was happening, shook his hand. Khalid looked around the cafe. What happened earlier, that wasn't about coffee. It was about how quickly we forget to treat others with dignity. But this boy reminded me of something important. He paused. "I will stay." And just like that, the atmosphere in the room changed. Over the next few days, Khalid stayed in Marlow. He visited the local school, where he met Eli again and brought him a stack of books in Arabic, French, and Mandarin. He spoke at the town hall and announced a $10 million investment to revitalize the downtown area, fund scholarships for students, and build a tech training center. But what people remembered most wasn't the money. It was how Khalid asked to visit Eli and Mark's small apartment. He sat on their worn-out couch, listened to their story, and even shared his own, how he had been raised by a single mother in a tiny flat in Abu Dhabi. How the kindness of a stranger had once changed the course of his life. Before leaving, Khalid told Eli, "Kindness speaks louder than money. And your words spoke straight to my heart. It's easy to think we need to do something huge to make a difference. But sometimes, it's the small, sincere acts, a few kind words, a moment of courage, that create ripples we can't even imagine." Eli didn't plan to change anyone's mind. He just spoke from the heart. But in doing so, he reminded a powerful man of the simple truth: kindness is universal. It crosses language, culture, and status. And that's something each of us can do, right here, right now. So next time you see someone hurting, frustrated, or on their way out, maybe take a moment. Say something kind. You never know who's listening. Or how much it might mean. Thank you for watching this episode of Kindness in Action. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who could use a little hope today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about a moment of unexpected kindness in your life. Until next time, stay kind. Keep shining that it's easy to think we need to do something huge to make a difference. But sometimes, it's the small, sincere acts, a few kind words, a moment of courage,